need to take a very good look at most of the young men and women here, because I know a couple of years from now, all of you will be very, very rich, and you may not recognize people like me again. Good morning. Let me begin by acknowledging the successful outings you have recorded in the various senatorial district hubs since the beginning of this Tech Week. This is a further confirmation of the hunger of our young ones to compete nationally and globally. And all we need to do is to provide the necessary support for you all to excel. I'm happy to have been a part of this success story. This morning, I want to give you two important messages. The first, which should already be obvious to you by now, is that you are different. And you are likely to be misunderstood by people. And this may sometimes frustrate you. Truth be told, some people do not understand or have a good appreciation of your brain power and your offerings. And therefore, you must find a way to sympathize with them and also accommodate them. For those of us who know what stuff you are made of, you have our respect. Not just on account of your determination to swim in what may be considered uncharted waters, but because you seated here hold the key to unlocking the economy of our state, and indeed the nation. And why do I say so? Maybe my second point will better explain this. And I strongly recommend that anyone who is in government, in business, and indeed all of you should read the book titled Prosperity Paradox: How Innovation Can Lift Nations Out of Poverty, written by Clayton Christensen, Efosa Ojomo, and Karin Dillion. This book offers a counterintuitive approach to fighting poverty, positing that instead of trying to fix the visible signs of poverty, we should focus on creating lasting prosperity. And this can be done through the force of market-creating innovations. And what does that mean? Identify what population lacks or what they are struggling with, and then you witness a real transformation. This is exactly what happened in the 1990s when Mo Ibrahim first conceived the idea of setting up a mobile phone company in Africa. Everybody laughed at him. They didn't think it was a good idea because of all the challenges in Africa. But you know what? In 6 years, Celtel had operations in 13 African countries and a revenue of $614 million by 2004. When he sold the company in 2005, he pocketed $3.4 billion. It was all about value creation. As you know, the 21st century economy will be largely anchored on technology and innovation. And if this country must make progress, we must look in your direction. Our society is bedeviled with many problems, but these struggles are also opportunities, which some of you have already identified. And I salute you for this. I salute you for being audacious. I salute you for being ready to conquer the world, notwithstanding your name, your location, the circumstances of your birth. I thank you because in stepping up to be counted, we are sure that the future of Akwa Ibom State is secured, and the industrialization efforts of Governor Udom Inoyo will not be a waste. I also thank you because knowingly or unknowingly, you have redefined the Akwa Ibom youth. But to ensure sustainability, you must go further to expand your base. You must take interest in governance, as well as fashion a pragmatic template for the Akwa Ibom project. And let me explain what I mean by this in the context of Akwa Ibom State, and maybe in Nigeria. if there is any subject that should engage everyone's attention today, it should be about evolving a society that creates opportunities for our youths and challenges their psyche in terms of not only how they see themselves, but also how the outside world perceives them. I have been worried that though the Nigerian society has not always been optimal in value creation, especially for the youths, things have degenerated, with today's youths significantly disadvantaged. If it was bad in my days, the situation today does not inspire hope. Nigeria's population as of August 2021 is what? 212 million. That's based on United Nations data on population worldwide. Akwa Ibom population, 7 million people. According to the African Youth Charter, people within the age bracket of 15 to 35 are considered youth. The National Bureau of Statistics estimates the population of youths 15 to 35 years in Nigeria to be 64 million. At Nigeria's 212 million citizens, that translates to what? 30.2%. In other words, a third of the nation's population is made up of youths alone. When we discount the population of children, teenagers, and the aged from the Nigerian population, the active population comprises more than 40%. What a multitude of men and women with the right intellect, real and potential, the right minds, the right energy, and intimidating vibrancy that is in hot demand. All sufficient to create limitless opportunities for themselves and to move the economy forward. But how sad that this is not the case, given the frightening unemployment statistics, layered with dwindling revenue, insecurity, inadequate social services, and, sadly, the embrace of wrong values. I do not know if you see a glass as half full or half empty, but there is good news. There is good news. Despite the country's numerous challenges, there are opportunities, especially as regards the harnessing of knowledge to invent unique solutions and develop skill sets that are local in demand, but nationally relevant and globally competitive. I am therefore certain that you, seated here, hold the ace to propel this state's and indeed Nigeria's development, creating significant value and impacting humanity positively. Let me provide some examples within Akwa Ibom State. As you all know, this state depends on oil for its economic development because the bulk of the state's revenue comes from the 13% derivation funds that monthly stream in from the Federation account. But you know that increasingly, fossil fuel utilization is being challenged due to issues of environmental degradation and climate change. This is not to paint a gloomy picture of the future, but rather it is to show in strict sincerity how vulnerable our economy is and the need for us to recalibrate our mindset. Given the low internally generated revenue and the COVID-19 pandemic that has persisted to date, any surprise that His Excellency Governor Udom Inoyo last year set up a team to fashion an economy for the state without crude oil. I was opportune to serve on that committee, and I can assure you that when all the recommendations are fully unveiled, you seated here will be glad that you are in this ecosystem. Before I conclude, let me mention that we are planning to host a pitch competition today. An opportunity for innovators in Akwa Ibom State to showcase their ideas and startups. And we extended invitations to 72 applicants, whom I believe should all be here. I thank you all for sending in the applications and for coming. The interesting and welcome development is that there will be no competition as originally planned. We want to do something different, something sustainable. So we'll have a special session on October 8, 2021, dedicated only to the pitch competition at the E-Library. And there will be interesting offerings. To start with, there will be prize money ranging from 300,000 to $1 million for the top 3 winners to immediately support the advancement of their businesses. A good friend of mine, Barrister Inoyo, who is the managing partner of Udom Inoyo, a leading commercial law firm in Nigeria, has already donated $1 million prize money for the winner of the pitch competition. He has also decided that there will be some hours of free legal service and advice. The second one of us, Sikak John, who is the head enterprise innovation at Nigeria Exchange Group, has facilitated a partnership with Africa FinTech Academy, a strategic development partner. The Academy will deploy a build and grow boot camp for all the 72 applicants. That's why we decided not to do the pitch competition today. He wants to take all the applicants and provide capacity building. And only 72 of you applied. The full value of the Build and Grow Bootcamp and capacity building, as well as community membership, comes to 1.5 million naira per participant and over 100 million for all of you. When they started planning this, we did not anticipate that this would come up. An Akwa Ibom man sitting somewhere in Lagos appreciating the Akwa Ibom Tech Week and saying, no, I love this. Where are the applicants? How many are there? What ideas are they willing to pitch about? If those ideas will find solution to Akwa Ibom issues, let me do something structural, something sustainable, and is investing 100 million in that capacity building. At the end of the training, all of you who will participate will be inducted into the Africa FinTech Community Platform with access to markets, partners, and investors. The top 5 will be given access provisioning sessions at Nigerian Exchange Innovation Hub to assess their qualification for either the incubation or acceleration programs. As you can see, I did not just come here to make a speech and walk away. We are genuinely interested in offering help. And our prayer is that you will grab this opportunity with open hands and make the best of it. I'm saying so because about 20 years ago, I was one of those who facilitated a significant capacity building program for youths in some communities of Akwa Ibom State. That project had the support of International Finance Corporation, the private sector investment arm of the World Bank Group, and was stewarded by a not-for-profit organization called Support and Training Entrepreneurship Program, STEP. We also attracted Growing Businesses Foundation, a microcredit administering entity, to provide much needed access to finance. It is a matter of regret and sadness that despite the best efforts of all the promoters, the beneficiaries did not fully appreciate what they were offered, and most of them wasted the opportunity. Please, that should not be the case with this one. Overall, I'm delighted that many Akwa Ibom indigents share the same values and are anxious to support our youth, as evidenced in the activities of the last few days. Please permit me to recognize especially Hanson Johnson, CEO of Start Innovation Hub, who led the organizing team, as well as Eric Ekwere, Ubong Ikefre, for their tremendous input towards the success of this event. I must also acknowledge the role of Idoteyen Isaac, managing partner at Georgette Consulting, who coordinated the concept, development planning, and execution of this event. Isaac also stayed connected with the speakers and individual sponsors, such as Charles Edeldrock, Andrew Kuhn, Isumo Effiong, and Sikan Usoro. To our distinguished speakers and the facilitator, Nitoy Kanyan, I thank you for participating at no cost to the organizers. The moment we mention it, you say, I will do it. My young friends, this is a journey into the future. You hold the key to unlocking the economic opportunities in Akwa Ibom State and in solving our local problems, thereby creating a more comfortable life for our people. In the process, this is the good news, you will make money, good money, and legitimately too. And I want to assure you that on this voyage, as you work with integrity, hard work, and diligence, you will never walk alone. Thank you, and God bless you.